In this video we're going to look at intercepts. It's slightly related to coordinate geometry of the line. Now remember when we did this topic just before Easter, how did you find where the line intersects the y-axis and x-axis? Well, it's reasonably straightforward. You don't know the coordinates of x there. You don't know the coordinates of that point. So we'll call it x because you don't know it. But you do know the coordinates of y. It was 0. So at the x-axis, y is 0. So if I want to find out where does this line intersect the x-axis, I just very simply let y equal 0. So 3 zeros are 0. So, and take the 6 across. So 2x equals 6, x equals 3. So that's what we do here. So that's the point 3, 0. And likewise at the y-axis, x is 0. Like, you don't know the y value of this. You don't know how far up it is. But you do know the value of x. You do know how far over and back it is. It's 0. So at the y-axis, x is 0. So you just substitute in 0 then for x. So 2 zeros are 0. So 3y equals 6. Y equals 2. So the coordinates of this point are 0, 2. So we want to find the coordinates where the circle x plus 1 squared plus y minus 9 squared equals 26. Where does it intersect the y-axis? So we're looking for these 2 points here. We do exactly the same thing. We don't know how far up it is. We don't know how far up we've gone to get from here to here, nor do we know how far up we've gone to get from there to there. But we do know how far over and back we've gone. The value of x there is 0. So we do the same thing. At the y-axis, x equals 0. So we just replace we just replace x with 0. So I have the equation x plus 1 squared plus y minus 9 squared equals 26. So the coordinates of this are 0 something and the coordinates of this are 0 something. So replace x with 0. So I've replaced x with 0. Now, 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 squared is not 2. Now, multiply out this bracket, y minus 9 by y minus 9, and take over the 26, because you're going to have a quadratic to solve. So 1, now y times y is y squared. Y times minus 9 is minus 9y. Minus 9 times y is minus 9y. And minus 9 by minus 9 is plus 81. And then take away 26. Now, there's a few of you that are, when you're doing your minus b, you're not putting the y squared term first. So to solve a quadratic, the squared term must go first, okay? So put the y squared term first. Now, and then you have minus 18y. Okay, minus 18y, and then you've 81 take away 26, that's 65. So just to be careful here. So 81 take away 26. Oh, sorry, calculate. 81 take away 26 equals 55. Yeah, and then plus 1 is 56. So when you add that, you get 56. Now at this point, you use the minus b rule, and I have a few people asking me, what's the minus b rule? The minus b rule is the quadratic formula. You know, the one that goes, say if you're looking to solve for y or x, it's minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. It's been used 100 times, so we can't keep explaining it every time we see it. You've got to get to the stage where you remember that. Now, when you use the minus b rule there, you will find that y equals 4 or y equals 14. Okay? So just for one final time, okay, so that would be a would be 1y squared. B is minus 18 and C is 56. So you substitute them in there. So you go minus, so we replace B with minus 18 plus or minus the square root of minus 18 squared minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 56. and it's all over 2a. And when you put that into the calculator, first time round you'll get 4, then go back and change the plus to a minus and you'll get 14. So the coordinates where it crosses the y-axis are 0, 4 and 0, 14. Now likewise, if we were asked to find out where the coordinates where it crosses the x-axis, well, at the x-axis y is 0, so just replace y with 0. So you have one of those to do for your class today.